Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. So today was Yieldmax's declaration date. For those that are wondering, um, it wasn't apparent to me that if you come here and you give them your contact information, this is how you get onto their mailing list, which I did this time, and I'm glad because I was able to get, they do it very promptly at the beginning of the morning, so I was able to put more into Misty. Normally, I would do half into NVIDIA and half into um, Misty, but I decided to put everything into Misty today, so that's fine. The only thing I'll say is don't let Ulti um, confuse you or trick you, really. Um, the price has been going down, and I was defending it, saying, well, they changed how the fund works, and it stabilized, and then the entire market crashed. So I'm not going to get out of what I have. I'm just not going to add to my position. And the other thing is, I do not like shorting. I don't care if it has a pretty good distribution. I think, yeah, Fiat had 104%. But here's the thing. Then you're shorting Bitcoin, which is never, it's not a good thing. And the shorting, it suffers more from NAV erosion than the regular Yieldmax funds, which also have issues with NAV erosion. So I did not get into Fiat. I would have been very nervous about, because a technique we could do is buy it, get the yield, put a limit order, sell it at exactly what I bought it for. But if uh, if the price doesn't go up, then I'm stuck with Fiat. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, it probably would make sense to hedge it, because I don't want to strangle myself, but there is going to be a bear market at some point with Bitcoin. So I don't know. I'd rather, in my opinion, it would be more worth my time to put money into like SBIT on days that Bitcoin are going down, and then take out the profits and then just put the profit into Misty when it's down, and then just get, the 95%, 100%. This is like, well, this is lowest. This is my second distribution. But yeah, it was kind of a weird month, and we're lucky that we're getting anything. But I'd rather have a slightly smaller distribution and be rooting for microservices and or microstrategies. So, how did I do this month? Well, so far, last month I recorded $197.33. I think my portfolio size was $8,000, give or take. And then I think we could just copy that up. So I had like a 30% yield, but I was just getting started. I was funding it, and then I decided to switch to Robinhood. So my money was becoming available, and as it became available, then the recession, well, it's not really a recession, this pullback happened. So I was able to buy a bunch of stuff, but with my $22,500, I have been able to get, or I will get $1,275. And that does not include all of my distributions for this month. I am invested in these. The top part is Misty and Nvidia. Those are the high rollers. And the dividend strategy I was trying to use would be I take the profits from the dividends from Misty and Nvidia and put them into Yieldmax, Ulti, and QQI. And then at the end of the month, after those declaration dates, when the shares are the same price as what I bought, I just sell the shares and put it back into Misty and Nvidia. However, my first time trying it, the entire stock market corrected. So I'm not going to be able to get Yieldmax and QQQI. I'm not going to be able to sell them and make either profit or break even. And Ulti was always risky on doing that. So I think I'm just going to double down on the Yieldmax, Ulti, and QQQI positions this month. And then the other ones that look more scary. I'm using QDTE, which is a weekly income ETF. The dividends are paid every Friday, but Robinhood does it really late, so it's Monday. So every Monday I can just use the distribution to buy into other funds. And so it's AMZY, AIPI, SVOL, and SPY-T. The only one I'm spending a lot of time thinking about is SVOL. I really thought that was a hedge with my portfolio, but I didn't realize that it moves with equities, which isn't helpful when I'm trying to, because I'm using margin. It would be nice to have at least one thing in my portfolio that is green so that I can be even more sure that I don't get margin called. But I'm only at like 10% of my portfolio at margin, so I think I'm going to survive. But it would have been nice if FUL worked like I thought it did. So what I might do is actually replace SVOL with YBTC, which is the opposite of hedging. It is highly speculative. But I think what I might wind up doing is just like I take 20% of after taxes and put that into the QDTE, I'll probably invest in TLTW and then use the TLTW to buy TLT shares and then use that as its own dividend wheel. And the reason for that is TLTW is capped, but it is high income and it is once a month. So, and TLT is the better investment, but how bonds work is they're going to be duds and lose money for years and years and years, and all of a sudden there's a correction. All of a sudden you look like a genius because you have bonds and they're going up by a astronomical amount. So I would rather put money into TLTW, which it's hard to say only because iShares does not advertise really about performance. Like if we go to TLTW ETF, what I don't. Okay. It should be simplify. This is high. Is it ProShares? This says UJB. TLTW. I don't know what that is. Pretty sure. Okay. It's iShares. What are you doing, people? Sorry. iShares. TLTW. What if I told you that if I'm looking for something, that's a weird thing for Google to do to me. But yeah, so it says iShares. It's TLTW. It's 20 plus year treasury bond. It's cover called, so it's capped at 2% out of the money. The expense ratio is pretty nice. It's only 35 basis points. But like year to date, we're at 3.54, whatever. But they don't really show the distributions. So it's like 0.22, but then you have like 0.76. So so a lot of people say that it is like a 10 to 15% income, which is fine. That was all I was getting at, is that I don't like iShares website, but I'd rather pay into that and then use that 10% to buy into TLT so that it's not capped, and therefore when the markets crash again, which they will at some point in the future, I don't have to worry about margin as much, because at least TLT will be carrying my whole portfolio, so that I'm not in danger of the 25%, losing 75% of my portfolio. Oh, hey, look. See, yeah, so it says 9.95% yield, but it was paying like 17%, so I don't know. Oh yeah, so it says like 15.12 trailing yield, so there must have been a really good month in there. Did I say 12 year? I meant 12 month. So on average it is 15% for now. Right now it's at 10%, but there was just a huge spike, so it might have done better, or it anyway. I think I got massively off topic of a portfolio review. Yeah, so I am not done. SVOL is the only one that I'm actually regretting. I messed something up. Well, I messed a few things up, and I'm revisiting my attitude towards margin, but I feel like that is the subject of a different video. But anyway, this is my update. I am looking forward to the rest of the month to know how much I'm getting paid for things. So I will talk to you all later. Bye.